everyone, welcome back to Edible Abundance Homestead. Today is May 13th and it is still, you can't see out that window, never mind, pouring rain and cold. So I'm out here in my chicken coop. Today I saw on Facebook this morning that a local farm had flats of strawberries, like seconds, for a really good price. They're about an hour north of us, so I really quickly loaded up my kids, jumped in the car, and we went up and we bought strawberry seconds so that I would have plenty of strawberries to freeze and to make jam. And this kind of got me thinking about the topic of local versus organic foods. This is a conversation topic that I could probably talk about all day. So I'm going to try to keep this kind of short, but I thought it would be valuable to kind of talk about my thoughts on it and my opinions and what I strive for. So to begin with, the term organic is kind of a loaded term because you can't call yourself organic if you're selling your product unless you are certified by the USDA. So there are plenty of local farmers who are, especially small farmers, who farm organically, but who are not certified organic and therefore cannot call themselves an organic farm. The organic label has quite a few issues with it, in my opinion. The biggest one being the cost of getting certified organic that really excludes small farmers. So if you haven't caught on yet, I generally prefer local over organic. I especially prefer local farmers who farm organically even without the certification. But even like the place that I got the strawberries from, they are not organic. They certainly use some pest and weed management practices that are not organic, that use pesticides, herbicides. I don't really know the details. Honestly, I know that what they do is probably not my ideal, but when you want to buy a lot of local produce and get it for a reasonable price, buying seconds at a place like that is really kind of the only way that I can afford it. I certainly, at the grocery store, I do not buy all organic. I buy certain things organic. I try to stick to the Dirty Dozen list for organics. I also tend to buy, if I'm buying something that's a treat, kind of like a junk food, I often buy organic junk food because I feel at least that way I'm kind of self-limiting myself because of the price. So like cereal. I have such a tough time with cereal because it is oh so convenient when you have little kids to have cereal available, either to eat dry as a snack or just to throw some milk on in the morning for breakfast. So in order to kind of keep that in check, I try to stick with organic cereal, especially since a lot of the grains in cereal are heavily sprayed. I try to stick with the, you know, organic from the grocery store and that sort of thing. But I really think that buying local for us is the way to go. Now, obviously, I grow a big garden. I grow my own chickens for meat and for eggs. So a lot of that, you know, you don't get much more local than your backyard. I certainly have, well, I might have aspirations to feed us completely from our yard, but that's certainly not feasible. That's not realistic at all. So as much as possible during the growing season, I try to buy from local farms and farmers. We go to the farmer's market. I live in kind of an expensive area. So the farmer's market reflects that. So sometimes it means driving an hour north to a farm that's not down here because we live kind of near the beach, to find a better price on strawberries. I got a flat, which is 8 quarts for $15, which is by far the best price I've seen in quite a long time. And the berries were in great shape. I've already looked at them. My kids have eaten a few, of course. And I've bought second strawberries that were more expensive that I ended up tossing half of them because they were just complete mush or they were already moldy. So these were a great deal, and it will hopefully cover, it'll definitely cover our jam needs for the year. I can strawberry jam and blueberry jam every year. We pick blueberries at the same place. I will freeze as many as I can. However, I don't think I have enough freezer space to freeze enough berries for my kids for the year. We make a lot of smoothies. They like to eat them in oatmeal. I mean, my kids will just eat them frozen straight out of the freezer as much as I'll let them. So anyway, I feel that for us, for the price, for the nutritional value, because a lot of foods start to lose nutritional values, a lot of vitamins start breaking down shortly after the fruit is harvested. Getting it near locally is more important than something that's grown organically 10,000 miles away. You know, I can buy organic strawberries like we got today. I can buy organic strawberries at the grocery store in the winter that came from Peru, you know, from South America. I feel like Peru is a common place for strawberries to come from. I don't know why. I do like to look at those labels when we do buy things like that at the grocery store. I do like to look at where things have come from. I just feel sorry. There's chickens being ridiculous in here. I don't know why she's up there. Anyway, so for this sort of thing at this time of year, I buy as much as I can locally, if I can get it local and organic, or in some cases better than organic, because there's a lot of chemicals that are allowed to be used in organic practices that I'm not sure I'm even comfortable with. So if I can get it local and organic is my first choice, or better than organic, and local is my second choice. Well, my backyard is my first choice actually, but I can't grow enough strawberries for us to last the winter. I probably can't even grow enough strawberries for us for the spring. So anyway, I just kind of thought I would throw out that topic and give my thoughts on it. Also, part of the environmental cost of growing is the shipping. And so if you're looking at it from an environmental standpoint, minimizing the distance that your food has to travel also would be an important aspect of how much of an environmental cost that food has. So these are just kind of my ramblings about this topic. I didn't write out a cohesive plan for how I was going to discuss this. But yeah, that's just my thoughts for today. I was thinking about it on the drive up to get the strawberries, about if I would be better off waiting and buying them frozen and organic over the winter. Price-wise, I think this is definitely the best way to go, and I am getting them frozen right now, and so that will preserve as much of their nutrients as I possibly can. My kids are also eating a ton of them, of course, because they love them. So anyway, I'll flip you around really quick. I'll show you what I got. I bought 6 flats of strawberries, so I have a lot of work to do. I got to get the canner running. Today we have to go out for a little while, so I'll probably, after the kids are in bed, can a batch of jam, and I'll get a batch in the freezer, because I freeze them on cookie sheets and then dump them into a plastic bag so that they don't completely freeze into a giant brick of strawberries. I can actually keep them separate better if I freeze them on a cookie tray first and then dump them into a bag. I'll do a double batch of jam. I'll get some in the freezer, and I'll see how many that leaves me. One of my kids asked for strawberry yogurt, so I'm actually thinking I'll take last year's strawberry jam and mix it into yogurt, or maybe if I get a can that doesn't seal, I'll mix some of that into plain yogurt, because I make plain yogurt. That's what they eat, is they always have plain yogurt, so that'll be kind of a treat, and the jam will have a little sugar in it, so that'll sweeten it up a little bit too. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this if anyone wants to chime in. And here's a quick look at what I got. So this is what happens when the local fruit orchard, they grow all kinds of stuff up there, puts their strawberry flats on sale as seconds. I take home 6 of them.
Mama?
Do you want to eat those strawberries? I know you do. So these will be used for jam and for freezing and for eating right now, as you can see. And don't expect to see my kitchen very often because it's pretty much always a disaster. So there we go. 6 beautiful flats of strawberries ready for all kinds of preservation.